Good morning to everyone. And what we are covering today on a Friday, which we haven't seen in a long time, is that we have these gap ups. I'm showing the Amazon chart and Google chart together. Here's the Google one. Here's my pointer. Sell gap straight down. Now, let's compare Amazon. How do I sell short? This is the Amazon chart. Now look at both names. Sell gap up and an immediate sell gap down here to support, and they're all going to put in that bottom in the morning. On Friday, we haven't seen the sell gaps on Friday. Another thing we haven't seen is if these markets are going to close up on a Friday, it would be the 10th Friday in a row. MMTs. What I am featuring is sell gap, how to sell short, how to buy put options on the opening bell. Here's the Amazon chart right here. It's all ID'd right here. These are the live entries. This is what the market makers identified as the short right away. Opening bell short. We haven't seen that in a long time. On a Friday morning opening bell only. As you can see here on the opening bell with the price line, it's making the highs are being sold short immediately right there, and it's an options expiration Friday. So far in the calendar 1 hour and 40 minutes, we've had sell gaps across the board. This is what price line looks like. That means that the price line 730 put options that we highlighted are paying nicely. Sell gap. How do I learn on an options expiration Friday to get the puts when they're real cheap? And bam, you get a big gain. But they're all sell gaps. You can see that here. One of the other big bellwethers is on this ISRG that we have been trading and making a lot lower lows. Today's intraday lows, I have to take a little while for it to populate, but the intraday low is 507.36. ISRG, once again, on the opening bell is where that sell gap came into play right away on that short side, and we bounced. Now, ISRG naturally, were intraday range is $16.62. When we got that short up there, you can see off the intraday high, that's $10.70. That means that those put options on expiration Friday paid big boatloads of money they paid. Then you came right back up and it's reversing. $1.15 per 16th in our system, in our market maker platform, and you can see how accurate it is. Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG is the symbol. Once again, the sell gaps, the 330 puts, and they dropped it all the way down here to the very low, straight down on the open. And we teach you, the market maker would have had you get in those those put options. They were cheap, 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 cheap. And they're paying big boatloads of money. Once again, we're showing across the board what these sell gaps are when they get in overbought stages. This is what the market maker alert does. And once again, highlighting Chipotle Mexican Grill, 3/8/2013, 7:45 a.m. We've showed how to sell short the opening bell. Sell gap on the S&P 500 immediately hits the top of that bar, has that ascending mathematical ratio, and straight down to the bottoms, and they've come straight right back up. Once again, the indexes on these gaps have not been having the immediate reversal, and we can clearly see the change here on this Friday opening bell morning at 7:46 a.m. on 3/8/2013 with all the MMTs. Once again, making markets is making markets. It's not the level that most people think. It's about identifying and understanding that when this was going straight down, broader equities were also doing the same thing, and they're pegged each other, and they brought it down to support to 1542 from that opening bell gap, and now they brought it right back up here to 1547. Broader equities are following the same movement on the opening bell and how to profit big. S&P 500 3-minute chart, opening bell, how equities follow with sell gaps. Opening bell, here is that Dow Jones from 14,325 to the moon of 14,407 right up here to this reversal. When the Dow went reversing on the opening bell on a Friday morning, which we haven't seen, they brought it right back down. That's the counter rally. It is right now 7:48 a.m. MMT's 3/8/2013. Broader equities follow the pattern. Dow Jones reversal on a Friday opening bell gap, where that sell gap and how the high frequency models are crossing the bids on the market and selling them down and then bouncing, and the broader equities followed it. That's the update on the Dow. Once again, when these things reverse, broader equities go right along with it, MMTs. And that's how we trade this options Friday, getting paid big on that opening bell on the put side. Nasdaq Composite. Nasdaq Composite. Big gap open. I sell short immediately. Broader equities in the Nasdaq 100, such as the Googles and the Pricelines and everything else, they go right hand in hand. They do not lag. Opening bell, Nasdaq Composite, with the super gap, with the sell, with the support, with the counter trend, and another rollover. Markets are starting to weaken up and the very, very, very great bull run. But how do I get short other equities? And how does the big beta equities follow the Nasdaq straight down? And then they hit the bottom and then they bounce. MMTs, what I would like to bring to your position, here's the S&P 500 sell gap. Now, here is the fear indicator called the VIX. When the VIX is the fear indicator that's breaking straight up to the moon and has reversed, you can see clearly the invert that when we were torpedoing up, that's the fear indicator. And we're at all-time historical yearly lows. But once that's going in that direction, you can clearly see how to sell short the broader indexes. Not only that, when we were breaking higher here, that's when the sell gaps were going across every one of these live trades that we're doing and showing you that you can see when the fear goes up, these go down. Fear goes up, these go down. When we had a reversal on the fear indicator here, we reversed and pulled back, and you came off the bottom in the S&P. They run hand in hand, and they're tied together in high-frequency trading algorithms, MMTs. Nasdaq 100 3-minute chart, sell gap. Every other equity followed the sell gap in the Nasdaq 100, the Pricelines, the Googles, the CMG, the ISRG. Everything that we showed you is how they peg it, and they break the bottom and they come up. So once again, when this is selling down, guess what happens? What's tied to this? The VXN, the fear indicator in the VXN, which is the Nasdaq 100 fear indicator. Let's look at it. MMTs, here's the fear indicator. When they gap the Nasdaq 100, because this is tied to the Nasdaq 100, MMT, when they gap this down, they did the big gap here, as you can see on the Nasdaq 100. So when they gapped that down and we had the reversal hitting and straight up, we went straight down. That meant that the short side of the tape, as of right now at 7:53 a.m., 3/8/2013, options expiration Friday is 100% in play. And I can tell you, it's worth being here on a monthly level. It's worth getting our trading capital. It's worth letting the market makers work for you, things that you can't do. And it's okay. They'll do it for you. All you got to do is do what you're told. When you gap down, you ran here, you sold gap. This is a fear indicator. And they run invert. Gap, sell down, and you run up in the fear indicator, and each one of these equities that we sold short follow the same pattern, the same everything. How to identify and execute and profit. And understanding that the broader equities, when the fear breaks out, they break down and they follow each other. They're all pegged. And it's all mathematical. And it's all right here. It's all right now. Fear indicator shoots up. They gap it down. That side goes up. This side goes straight down. You pull back here. You come off the bottoms. And this is where we're at on this opening bell at 7:54 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Once again, I can tell you, you need to get here right now and get with what we do. Let us do the work for you. Let us give you trading capital. Let us help you have your success. Once again, for new users that want to come here, go to trading, go to open an account. You don't need to be scared of the market anymore. And listen, we'll move the uncertainty. Click on open an account here. We're going to give you money to trade with. Then you're going to have the market maker live trading room to help you profit and take care of things and get out of your old way of doing things that you've done your whole life as far as what you've done with the market. And there are other ways to do the market than what you know. And we're willing to help take you to that level if you want to help yourself. We'll put up money behind you, and you can sign up for the free 5-day trial. That way you can see exactly in the live trading room what the live entry and exits. That's what you want. You can go to trading on the home page. You can click on our SMF stock exchange. We own our own prints, as I'm telling you, and our own price prints, our own exchange model within the broader market models. SMF option exchange. It's our own exchange pit that we run with our own pricing level compared to your regular standard options that people can't do very well. They can't get wholesale like we do. They can't get the put side and the call side the right way. And all of you know what those challenges are. So what? Say goodbye to them and get signed up now.